Hello, strong people. I don't really know what to call week or day. I'm just going to go week one, day one of like All American Pro-Am prep because we're kind of resetting. It's a continuation of last prep because it's pretty similar events, but I'm just going to call it week one, day one. So, week one, day one, All American Pro-Am. And some technique work and stuff for America's Strongest Man, too. Just because there's events there that I've never done. So, that'll be fun. But, oh my God, it's so hot. It's been like a week since I've actually trained. Or more than that, I guess. The last week was pretty basic stuff, so I'm struggling. My coach had me planned for doing just 2 days this week. Normally we'd have like a week or two off of programming. But because we got the Pro-Am next month, it's actually, today's the 23rd, I'm recording this. It's on the 23rd next month, so 4 weeks exactly. So, well, I mean, it's Wednesday today. It's a Saturday, so however the math works out there. Ooh. But yeah, so 2 days this week. We got a press day, and then I think deadlifts tomorrow. Probably pretty light. It's light both days, but I have a lot of pressing tonight. So we're starting with some technique work on the behind the neck press because I've only done it that one time. Sorry, I put my thumb over the camera. There was a fly. So I messed around with it that one session months ago, like before we started prep for the regional and All American Pro-Am. So that's the only time I've done this. So I don't really know what to expect. It's just light technique work, like 5 sets of 3 or something today. Really, what I want to know is if my shoulder can handle behind the neck, because I haven't done anything to irritate the shoulder in several weeks at this point, so I don't know how it's feeling. None of the movements I've been doing hit the area or irritate it anyway, so I don't really know if I'm in a good spot there. So I'm gonna kind of know whenever I touch the bands here in a second, but I don't really know if I'm going to be able to do a behind the neck press for this show, just because I don't know if my shoulder will be healed enough to do it. So, and I don't know if it's enough time for me to figure out how to do it well enough to where I could beat what I could do if I was in a front rack position. Because if I get there, if I commit to a behind the neck press, and I only press like upper 3s or 4, then I think I've let myself down, because I think I can do more than that if I were to just train normally, like a normal push press from the rack. So I don't know, because I feel like I was capable of low 4s on the axle Saturday, and maybe I could be able to do more, on a standard barbell, no clean. The only issue with that is I don't really like cleaning or pressing from the rack, so that's going to be an adjustment to get used to. And there's a whole lot of things that are in my head about this event. So last time I really messed with the barbell in a front rack position. Oh wow, I can tell my elbows are really tight just like that. It kind of irritated my elbow a little bit, so I got to be careful kind of easing into that type of motion. I think it's the thinner bar, the different wrist position. Something about it feels different than axle, but I don't know. I'm really phlegmy. Allergies. But we're gonna do some tech work behind the neck jerk, whatever you want to call it. And then got some log press. It's like 5 triples, clean and press away, 270 to 290 in there. I'm going to see how that feels on the injury too. And then I think we have incline log press as well. I'm excited for that because I get to use my bench. The bench that I got forever ago it was a great deal, and now I get to use it actually. So hopefully this all goes well. So I've talked enough. Let's just do this. I don't know where to grab the bar yet. It was weird. I don't think my legs are back yet. It feels terrible. Ow! I definitely just gave myself a bald spot. So if I'm narrower, I feel more stable up top, but the actual jump and catch feels worse. So if I could be wider out, but really learn to stabilize, I think that would be the move here. But I still don't know if it's worth it. Obviously this is first time doing it, but I don't know if it'll be worth it to even do behind the neck. Because I don't think I could learn to do, I don't know, we'll see. Weird. All right, so tech work on the behind the neck jerks or behind the neck push press, whatever they're really called. It went okay. I bumped it up to 275 on that last set, just because 225, what I was working with, it's light enough to where I could mess it up completely and it would still go fine. So, I felt like it was better to go up at least a little bit, just to kind of feel where like the technical deficiencies would be, because 225 it was just too nice, too light. But with that being said, 225 let me play around with grip a little bit. What I ended up sticking with there the last couple sets, it's a pretty wide grip. Balance is a little funky. But I feel like I'm getting the most leg drive into the bar, which is pretty much the point of behind the neck press. If I'm understanding correctly, it just makes more sense, I guess. I don't think I'm quite getting more leg drive out of it compared to like if I was in a front rack push pressing, but that could just be because I'm just not used to it. And generally speaking, I don't really ever have a bar on my back anyway. When I do squats or anything, it's always a safety squat bar. So having the bar on the back feels a little foreign anyway. Positioning feels all weird. I think there's like that subconscious feeling of where I don't want to scrape the back of my head off, because it is possible. Not literally, I'm not going to scrape the whole back of my head off, but I could smoke my head on that thing and knock myself silly, so I don't want to do that. It didn't go bad. It's kind of annoying working with weights, and this is where I have to check myself. It's annoying to have to work with weights that are very submaximal to me, but it's a whole new movement. Even though it looks like a push press, it's a whole different thing. So for me, I lean back a lot whenever I press overhead push press or anything. So this, I can't do that. So it's not working to my strengths, or at least how I've learned to press before. So it really is a whole new movement for me. So I don't know. We'll see. I know I have some tech work with this. I don't know how early on I'll call it if I don't like it, because I'm going to need some work just pressing out in front normally like this, because it's a different feel than an axle or a log. An axle sits pretty nicely. A log sits on your chest. It's a little bit more weird for me. But I've been working mobility, elbow mobility, to try to get better front rack position. And I'm going to have to keep doing that and kind of show it off with this if I end up deciding to do just a front rack push press. So I don't really know what to think. It's the first time really trying to do it properly. I did it, like I said, a few months back, and that felt really good. I got up to 355 or something. I think I tried 375 or 385, and I don't think I could quite commit to it. I don't know. My legs aren't fully back yet, for sure. I can tell they're not all there leg drive wise, but we'll learn more about this as the weeks come. But now I'm going to move on to, I believe log press is supposed to be next. I hope so, because I set it up that way. So first time doing this in a little while, so let's get into it. Oh my God. I am tired. All in all, that was 30 reps, 5 sets of 3 on both behind the neck and log, 10 sets of 3, 30 total reps of push press. It felt like a lot. I had like a half a gallon of water over there that I had left over from Saturday, and I drank that. And it was pretty warm, but I feel like that's what made me feel okay. Usually when I have my nice water bottle, the water's kind of cold, and that doesn't seem to sit well, so I might keep refilling that jug of water and just kind of having room temp water out here. It doesn't taste very good. It's not very refreshing, but it makes me feel better than cold water, so which makes sense. But log push press, it was fine. The leg drive into the log just feels a little bit off, kind of almost to be expected a little bit. Like an axle feels snappier off the chest. Like it feels like it's one fluid motion. Log almost feels like a 2-part lift to me still. I don't know. It's weird. Every now and then I have one that really clicks. Like I can select out a couple reps in my strongman career, if you want to call it that, where I just absolutely, it's clicked perfectly. I distinctly remember I hit a 380 double leading into the Olympic City Pro-Am. It was the fastest 380 pounds I've ever done in any lift. It was perfect. I have no idea what I did differently in that, but I am going to go back and watch that video to try to pinpoint it, because it was as flawless as it could have been. It moved so fast. So I got to try to replicate that. There is another dude just signed up for this Pro-Am, All-American Pro-Am, the one that's next month. And he is a massive log presser, like 440, like 200 kgs, almost no problem, I think, or pretty close to it. I think he may have failed it at the Rainier. But I know that he's going to be the one to beat in log. I'm not saying I'm going to beat him. That would be well above my current PR, but I also have never trained for a max log in a show. So I don't really know where my current PR is. I would assume that because I have a 400-pound strict press that I would be able to get more. But log strict press and my log push press are almost two different movements to me. I mean, they are, but they're pretty drastically different. I lean back a lot when I strict press, and I don't do it as much for push pressing log. I feel like I should. You can use that as a technique. It's just it's kind of getting the timing down. Like you want a leg drive, and then once you have all the leg drive maxed out, like your legs are no longer in use, you kind of lean back and then kind of catch it and push through, like a push jerk style thing, but using your upper body instead of lower body. I don't know. I need to just have it all one motion, rather than like a throw and a catch. I want it to be full, like I don't know how else to describe it other than one fluid motion. I always seem like there's some sort of disconnect where my triceps kick in. If I can get through that, I'll lock it out, no problem. But if it stalls there, there's like no fighting it out. So I'm going to watch some of my clips back and forth and see just what's going on. But I have even more pressing now. I have incline log press. There's no weights. There's anything. So I might do like a 3x5. And it's something pretty light. I don't want to jinx it. Knock on wood. But almost zero shoulder pain. I had maybe a little bit when I first did my first log clean and press warm up, but nothing since, and nothing on behind the neck either. So I maybe resting it for that time period there fixed it. Maybe I'm just doing motions that don't hurt it. So I'm about to find out, because log incline press did hurt it a lot whenever I did it last. So we'll find out. I'm not going to push this too crazy heavy because I don't have a whole lot left in the tank. Also, my hand is healing up a little bit. I didn't mention that. It's not like it's a huge deal. Cover the light. But it is a little bit torn there still. Most of it's kind of, it's still tight. There's no pain in while I'm pressing or anything. It's just, it's kind of a non-factor. It's just a little bit uncomfortable. But, oh God. Oh, I thought I was knocking that over. All right, about to try out my new bench. I had things marked on the squat rack that told me where to place the safeties based on the height of the bench. So now that I have a new bench, I don't know exactly where the safeties need to be. So hopefully this is the right height. All right, 3 sets of 10. I'm gonna do one set here real quick, and then we'll talk a little bit. I'm tired. I like that bench, but I almost wish there was an angle setting in between that one and the one lower than it. It goes 85 degrees, 70, 60. Or is that 65? I can't. I think it's 60. And then 45, 40, or 45, 30, 15. The top three are a lot closer together than the bottom one, it feels like, at least. But it's I don't know. The jump from, like, I think it's 60. Yeah. 60 to 45 feels like a lot. 45 doesn't feel high enough, and 60 feels a little bit too high. I'm using 60 because it's harder than the 45. Obviously, the higher up it is, the harder it's going to be to press there. You know, the closer you get to a flat bench, the more weight you're going to be able to move, usually. But that's going to be difficult. That was like 300 for a few sets of 5. And it was okay. I definitely don't think I could press 200 kgs in that position like I did on the last bench, which is fine, because I don't know how much carryover my positioning on the other bench really actually worked. This is a more compromising position, so I'll be forcing myself to use that more. My triceps they're fried. I can feel them in every lift. I need to get these done so I can go inside, because I'm struggling right now. Oh God, these hurt my hand more than anything else I've done today. Good day back in the gym, though. This is a lot more than what I would normally do the week after a show. More of a mental thing than anything else, because you just put all this mental energy into one show. It's now over. You've achieved what you set out to achieve at that show. And now, usually there's like a come down after that for me. I don't really compete back to back to back ever anymore. I did a couple times. Didn't go very well for me. Well, the first time I really did that, where it was like a 3 or 4 week period, I won the second show. But I did not do well that show, in my opinion. I was pretty low for my standards. But that was a while ago. That was the first show I won. But generally speaking, if I do shows back to back, I don't do well. But that's in the head. So I'm like, well, I can't let that happen again, not at this level, because I'm not saying I'm there yet, but I'm kind of en route to, like America's Strongest Man, OSG. Like the next step up from that is like Giants Live, technically. So some could argue like SCL, but I don't know. I don't know. So whereas for like those shows, Giants Live, like if they call your name, you're gonna go. At least if you're like on that, like on the cusp of breaking into them, you're gonna go if they call your name. So it's that opportunity. You have to be ready to go in without a full prep if necessary. So that's kind of the mindset going into this, because both, it's going to be pretty short preps for both. I'll have a little bit more time for Americas, but not super long, because the Pro-Am is the 23rd of August, so the week after that won't be too crazy. I'm going on like a little trip that weekend after, and then so then it'll be beginning of September, so I'll have like 4 weeks prep, right about 4 weeks, and then it's show day. I can tell I'm exhausted because I don't even know what I was talking about there. I kept getting distracted by a cricket over here too. I don't know where he went, but he's there somewhere. Also, over there, remember how I said I was hoping the pins were the right height, the safeties? They weren't. They should have been one lower. So instead of adjusting those, I just put the bench on some plates. So I tried. All right, let's do this and be done, please. Oh, God. Everything hurts. Oh, God. Oh, thank God. My days are all mixed up. I'm usually doing this on a Monday, and it's Wednesday. So I'm weirded out. I think tomorrow's Dead's, but I'll worry about that tomorrow. I'm done. So until next time, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.